Chapter 12, Nexorbis. Tomás feels his neck tilt to the side, his whole body slumped on a bench listening to someone speak. He misses his bed so much. Tom, why hurt yourself like this? His own voice echoes from far away. Even with his vision still blurry, he realizes he's sitting across from the wizard at the same table as always. Sometimes it's hard to believe that you are me, you know? Man, all you do is complain. He rubs his eyes as he adjusts himself on the bench. The wizard just laughs. One day you'll understand. But anyway, it's good you laid down now. I wanted to talk a little. Of course, we always chat before I go to Zara. He crosses his arms. No, you're not going there now. I think I'll send you somewhere closer. Tonight, you can see your dear Tratzenel. He teases. Ugh, just say what you want already. His mood isn't great after all the failures of the day. He doesn't need the wizard nagging him. I think it's great that you're eager to explore using the graces, but it's important to understand something. The power of a sorcerer, true power, is imagination. He moves his hands like SpongeBob. Tom can't believe how much this wizard picks up on the stupid stuff he watches online. Imagination? Seriously? He replies, incredulous. Yes, let me explain it well. He sits up straighter. Each deity teaches their followers a language, so to speak, a language for performing spells. Tom already feels a bit frustrated, since Zara's language has become a barrier for him. But don't take the word language literally. It can be phrases, gestures, runes, anything. Whatever you imagine, there's a deity whose grace works that way. So, from using magic wands to drawing magic circles? Exactly. You mean there are several ways to perform the same spell? Yes, infinite ways actually. The thing is, in most cases, these spells are so tied to the culture and tradition of that society that they can't, or won't, learn them any other way. Okay, but it's possible to learn them differently then, even without being from that deity. You should already know that. After all, your message spell isn't exactly the same as the one you were taught. He gets up from the bench and starts pacing around the table. What I find wonderful about this world is that you already imagine magic in all sorts of ways, with no preconceptions. So in the future, when we become one, it will be perfect. But if it's just about imagining, why can't I make it work? It doesn't make sense. If it were just visualizing the result, the book shouldn't have caught fire. It's more complex than that. Ready-made spells come loaded with cultural value, making them simple and extremely effective. You need to be very skilled to perform any magic you simply imagine. I won't say I completely understand, but I think I get the idea. Of course you do. I just want you to go to your lessons knowing that things don't have to be exactly as they teach you, but there's a reason they do it that way. Right. When your mind matures, we will be one, and the possibilities will be unimaginable. He smiles genuinely. Tom shivers. Don't do that. Seeing me smile like that is creepy. Well, now here's what I want you to do. I'm going to send you to another world, but pay attention. You won't have much time there. Tomás doesn't like the wizard ordering him around like that, but before judging, he wants to hear what he has to say. Okay, what do I need to do? After all, getting to know another world, even briefly, excites him. I don't know where you'll wake up, but I hope it's in a house with about 3 stories. Go to the top floor. In one of the rooms, you'll see a large, very large wardrobe. It should open for you. If it doesn't, do whatever it takes to open it. He nods with each command. Inside, there should be something that looks like glasses, lenses in a frame. Grab them and shove them inside your body. Shove them inside my body? Are you crazy? And he says it so casually. How many things has this guy shoved into himself? Oh, kid, stop thinking dirty. It's worse. You'll have to cut yourself somehow and put the item inside. It'll hurt. Seriously? Why would I do something like that? Just imagining it makes him want to wake up and forget this request. These lenses are enchanted. They translate texts. This will be easier and less dangerous than trying to use some magic on yourself. I don't want to risk making you blind or worse. But just putting it inside my body makes it a spell. That can't be all. No, but I'll handle the rest. You doing that will make it work. Just try not to die before you get it completely inside. Seriously. But he can't finish the sentence. An intense flash of light blinds him, and when his vision returns, he's already in another world, lying on the ground, staring at a ruined ceiling. Still disoriented, the boy gets up. Calling this place a house is a generous compliment. The building is in ruins, clearly abandoned for a long time. It's already night, but he can see relatively well. The moonlight comes in through a window where tattered curtains dance with the wind. The room is made of stones bound with some kind of mortar. It looks rustic in its construction, but with finely detailed furniture, showing great craftsmanship. Some embellishments around the window are far too ornate for the rest of the place. Even knowing that his time there is shorter than usual, the boy approaches the window. He needs to see what this world is like. However, he stops as his body is bathed in the pale light from the window. This golem is very different from the one he uses in Zara. The body is covered in shiny black scales, and his four-fingered hand has extremely sharp claws. At least he's dressed. Waking up naked again would be far from pleasant. After observing himself, Tom moves closer to the window. The night sky's glow doesn't come from a moon, but from a belt of asteroids, like being on Saturn but with much less gas. The view is magnificent. The huge belt covers much of the sky. The boy can clearly see all the rings' lines and their different colours, some very white, others more bluish. The planet's surface is strange. Tomás can't quite tell whether he's seeing several houses stacked in exotic ways or a formation of jagged rocks. There's no visible vegetation, at least nothing big enough to see at night. The sight is oppressive, dark, and lifeless. Maybe by day it would be different, but looking at the state of the place and the landscape outside, he feels he's in a place completely devoid of life. A bit uneasy with the view, he refocuses on the task at hand, getting to the third floor and looking for something like glasses. The bedroom door is open. It leads to a short hallway with 2 more doors and a room on the opposite side. The decay continues. The house's glory days are far in the past. Upon reaching the room, Tom sees the staircase leading upstairs, along with what looks like a corpse lying on the ground near the steps. He approaches. The body is actually just a skeleton, the flesh decomposed long ago. Claws like his are noticeable. He's no expert in biology, but aside from the skull, the rest is pretty much like a human skeleton. The head, however, is elongated at the mouth, with teeth more aggressive than human ones. Instinctively, he touches his own face. He definitely has features similar to the skeleton's. He carefully climbs the stairs. Even though the stone construction seems solid, he doesn't know how stable the place really is. Tom can see well thanks to the light coming through the many cracks in the structure. The next floor is similar to the previous one, a simple room with a hallway, but this room has a significant amount of furniture in better condition than the rest of the house. A small stone table occupies the centre. Some faded paintings hang on the walls near the hallway, and a desk completes the decaying decor. None of this furniture fits the description of a large wardrobe, so he moves on to the hallway. 3 more skeletons occupy the narrow space between 3 doors. Out of respect, or disgust, Tom tries to pass without stepping on them. The first room he checks is locked, but with just a shoulder slam, he manages to open it. There's nothing inside, just empty shelves. Maybe it was once a library. The second room's door is open, with more bodies scattered and piled in front of a huge wardrobe that takes up the entire space of the wall opposite the door, probably about 13 feet wide by 8 feet tall, assuming his current body's proportions are similar to a human's. Now it's impossible to approach without stepping on bones. Without being delicate, he pushes through, kicking the remains aside without much care. As he nears the wardrobe's main door, it starts to open on its own, as if it recognizes him. Or it's a monster coming to kill him. Luckily for Tom, it seems to be the first option. Inside, There are several strange things: glass vials, metal apparatuses, and fabrics. After straining his eyes to see into the dark corners, he finds some lenses mounted on a metal frame, what he can call glasses. He grabs the small object. It fits in the palm of his hand. Now he needs to put it inside his body. The wizard suggested cutting himself and inserting it, but that would hurt too much. Maybe he could swallow it. The idea seems better, but not following instructions carefully has only led to failure so far. Better to endure the pain and do as told. The object is small. Nothing extreme is needed. With one of his claws, he slices into his right thigh. The cut happens very easily, much more than expected. This body he inhabits is extremely strong, plus those sharp claws. The pain is excruciating. Struggling, he forces the object into the wound, making it hurt even more. He collapses on the ground, his head starts spinning, and he feels like he's going to pass out any second. The metallic, slightly sweet smell of blood fills the room. With great effort, he confirms that the glasses are indeed inside his thigh. With that certainty, he gives up and blacks out. Mandy is sitting on the couch in her living room. She had come downstairs to grab something to eat and then got too lazy to go back up to her room. She's just chilling, texting April about school stuff and whether they'll meet up tomorrow to do something fun, like going to the movies or just hanging out by the pool. The brunette can't believe how much her cousin talks, or at least how she manages to come up with so many things to message about. Mandy types so fast that if there were a competition for it, she'd definitely win. And tomorrow? While waiting for her cousin's reply, she watches her dad talking to someone on the phone. He looks a little worried. Tomorrow I want to hit the bookstore, then maybe we can catch a movie. What do you think? Just to clarify, they don't actually talk like this. Their messages are practically indecipherable, full of slang and abbreviations that could be studied in a linguistics class. So, to make it easier, I'm narrating based on the intention of what's being said, not the literal form. Perfect. Let's meet up at the bookstore in the morning then, but not too early. Mandy's dad now looks more agitated. She overhears something about them discovering old documents, and even a corpse. But she's not sure if she heard that right. So she figures it must be something else. Surely not a dead body. Cool. I'll go a bit earlier to grab some coffee at that cafe nearby. It's been a while since I've gone. Her cousin is so enthusiastic. Who goes out for coffee on a Sunday morning? Count me out. You have to get there early to eat there, and I'm not waking up early on a Sunday. The sun starts to set. Mandy thinks it's the perfect time to enjoy the jacuzzi before taking a shower. As she gets up to head to the backyard, her dad rushes by to grab the car keys and bolts out of the house. Her mom, who just came down the stairs, watches the scene, completely baffled. Mandy, what's going on with your dad? She asks as she walks to the kitchen. No idea. I think it's something work-related. He seemed kind of stressed on the phone. Something unusual is moving around in the backyard. Mandy catches it only out of the corner of her eye. Probably. Mandy steps outside to try and spot the figure. Heading to the jacuzzi, hun? Her mom asks, thinking it's actually a great idea to enjoy the tub with her little one tonight. Yeah, but I think I just saw a cat passing by out here. Her phone buzzes. It's another message from April. A kitten just showed up in my backyard. I'm going out there and I'll be right back. Mandy reads the message and thinks, how curious.